An American comedian stands in the White House garden face to face with actual royalty. He takes a breath, shifts into his best-received pronunciation, and delivers a carefully practiced impersonation of King Charles III directly to the man himself. The crowd holds its breath, the cameras are rolling, and before the comedian can even finish his bit, the king fires back two words that immediately silence the room, not with tension, but with laughter. Those two words have now been viewed millions of times, but what nobody captured in that initial viral clip is what the king said immediately after. And that second remark reveals something about the monarch that most people completely underestimate. Let me set the scene properly because the context makes this even better. This happened during King Charles' state visit to the United States, a diplomatic trip packed with formal meetings, carefully orchestrated photo opportunities, and the kind of high-stakes pageantry that leaves zero room for improvisation. The White House garden party was supposed to be one of the lighter moments on the schedule, but still, you're talking about the president's residence, dignitaries everywhere, and a guest list scrutinized down to the last name. Comedian Matt Friend, known for his impressions of American political figures and celebrities, found himself on that list, and at some point during the event, he decided he wasn't going to waste the opportunity of a lifetime. He was going to do his King Charles impression for King Charles. Now, most people in that situation would freeze. Meeting a monarch triggers a very specific kind of panic. Your brain runs through protocol, handshake firmness, whether you're supposed to bow or just nod. Matt Friend did none of that. He approached the king, acknowledged he'd been studying him for an impersonation, and then just went for it. According to multiple reports and the footage itself, the king didn't flinch. He didn't look confused or offended. He listened, processed what was happening, and then delivered two words that has since been described by social media users as the perfect comeback. Those two words were, "Keep trying." What makes this moment so brilliant is the delivery. The king didn't say it with any bite or irritation. It was warm, immediate, and genuinely funny. A lesser monarch might have offered a polite, tight-lipped smile and moved on. Charles treated it like a friend roasting him at a dinner party. He understood the assignment. The crowd around them erupted, but he wasn't finished. He then added, "We'll award you marks of merit." That's an incredibly specific, almost academic choice of phrase. It turns the interaction from a simple joke into something more, a playful invitation to keep working at the craft, delivered with the kind of dry, knowing humor the British royal family has quietly perfected over generations. Matt Friend later spoke about the experience during an interview on This Morning with Kat Deely and Ben Shepherd. His assessment was perfect. "I'm alive after impersonating a king to his face, so I'd consider that a success." He also noted something that the viral clips don't always capture. The king didn't miss a beat. The response was instant. There was no awkward pause, no aide stepping in to rescue the conversation. This was someone entirely comfortable in his own skin, thinking on his feet in a way that years of public engagement have clearly sharpened to a reflex.
And here's the part that adds a deeper layer to all of this. The king's sense of humor isn't some newly discovered PR strategy. People who have spent time with him consistently describe the same thing. British entrepreneur and broadcaster Sarah Beeny, who attended the premiere of the king's documentary Finding Harmony, A King's Vision, spoke about this directly. She said that what the public finally got to see in that documentary, his warmth, his humor, the way he connects with people, is exactly what she experienced when she met him in person. She described him as a warm and funny man and noted that it's not always what people expect. There's an assumption that royalty, especially someone in Charles's position, operates with a permanent layer of formality. But those who've actually interacted with him tell a different story. That humor also runs in the family. Queen Elizabeth II was famously quick with a joke, often delivered so subtly that people didn't realize she'd made one until seconds later. One classic example happened back in July 2013 when the world was anxiously waiting for news of Prince George's birth. During a visit to a primary school in the Lake District, a young girl asked the Queen whether she wanted the baby to be a boy or a girl. Without missing a beat, the Queen said she didn't mind either way but added, "I hope it arrives soon because I'm going on holiday." That's a woman who understood timing. And you can draw a direct line from that moment to Charles telling an American comedian to keep trying. There's also a detail from the king's personal residence that perfectly illustrates this side of his personality. At his beloved home in Tetbury, the chicken coop has been renamed Cluckingham Palace. This isn't an unofficial nickname that's stuck by accident. Signs with the name are actually sold in the estate's shop, meaning the king has embraced the joke so fully that visitors can take a piece of it home with them. That's someone who genuinely enjoys humor, not someone performing approachability for a focus group. The White House exchange has become one of the defining viral moments of this state visit, and it's easy to understand why. In a world where public figures are increasingly scripted, where every interaction feels focus grouped within an inch of its life, watching a monarch banter unscripted with a comedian impersonating him to his face feels almost surreal. It's authentic in a way that can't be manufactured. And the fact that it happened at the White House, of all places, adds this extra layer of improbability that the internet has latched onto. Stepping back, this moment also quietly reinforces something about Charles's public persona that has shifted noticeably since he became king. There's been a visible relaxation, a willingness to let these human moments happen and not rush past them. The "keep trying" line works because it's not defensive, it's generous. He could have easily shut the whole thing down with a stiff nod. Instead, he turned it into a highlight of the event. Matt Friend got his viral moment, the crowd got a genuine laugh, and King Charles reminded everyone that humor, especially the kind you can't rehearse, is one of the most effective diplomatic tools there is.